We're waiting on the governor to speak, and so we want to get right to this interview with Attorney John Phillips because we might have to interrupt it to hear what the governor has to say. But when it comes to hurricane evacuations, lots of legal rules and regulations, so you're here to help us sort them out. One of the first things I know a lot of you are wondering, getting a lot of calls about this, if they have to evacuate or someone lives here and they're really worried about the storm, but they also have to work, could they be fired legally from their job for evacuating?
That is a really tough question, and we would certainly take the case if somebody was terminated for evacuation. The analysis comes down to, was it a mandatory or voluntary evacuation? And then, was that evacuation ordered by the governor or the mayor? Because it kind of depends with the law, which one it is. But generally, if told to evacuate, you evacuate. You don't worry about your home. You don't worry about your job. Most employers will understand. We're a small business. We're technically open today. But if somebody needs to be out, they can be out.
What about getting arrested? Can you get arrested if you refuse to evacuate?
So again, it depends on whether it's the mayor or the governor that orders the evacuation. If the governor orders evacuation, it is technically illegal to stay. But as Sheriff Williams has said, as Mayor Curry has said, they're not going to come banging on the door.
Yeah.
What happens is, if you need city services, they're going to say, so sorry, you're in an evacuation zone. So they can deprive you if your house catches on fire, if you need medical rescue, because they're going to say, we only had so many assets. We told you to leave and you didn't leave.
All right, let's talk about price gouging. That's the other thing I know a lot of you are writing in. I'm getting your Facebook messages. In fact, all of my colleagues are as well, of the different places that they say, I can't believe that they're charging, double for the price of water. Can they do that?
First of all, I got to look at the number. So Florida says you can't grossly overcharge, not just overcharge. If it's 10 cents more, it's going to be hard to enforce that. But Pam Bondi in the state of Florida will enforce it if it's a gross overcharge. If you're seeing water now go for $2, $3, $4, $5, $9 a bottle, as you've seen, there's a hotline that we have, 1-866-9. Bear with me.
Oh, for the
1-866-9 no scam.
No scam. So because someone was writing in about a gas station, and I think that it was 89 cents per bottle. When you buy it individually, it's typically around that price anyway, but they were just selling it by the pallet, and it was about $5 or $6 more.
The law of supply and demand does still take hold a little bit, but what they're trying to prevent is what we saw some of with Houston, these $20, these $20 cases of water. That's the big no-no. And if you see that, the Attorney General, it doesn't mean you get it. You get to negotiate it. There's another law that's circulating around the internet called the Pets Act, that people are saying that you can go demand that your dog be in any hotel.
Not true. I looked it up.
It's not true.
Yeah, I looked it up this morning, and it was, in fact, it was a woman named Dawn Kunkel that sent it to me this morning and said, is this true? And what it said was that, that after Hurricane Katrina, that you can take your pet or your service animal and demand that you're allowed to stay in a hotel. Not true.
The crazy thing is, last night we had somebody share it to my wall, and I'm like, I've never heard of this. And I looked it up, and so then I went to some of the pro-pet people. We want better laws for animals.
Absolutely.
But it's not a good law right now. And you may be able to trick a not-so-savvy hotel owner with that, but the fact is it's not the law, and if you start a confrontation, you're going to be the one in trouble, and then your dog's really going to need to be bailed out of a problem.
All right, so let's talk about another video that's going around. More than 2.5 million views as of this morning. It's a guy in South Florida selling water on a corner for like $35 to $40 a pallet, and another guy walks up and gets him on video and is just absolutely shaming him. What the guy is doing on the corner is, can he get away with that?
Yeah,
$40 a pallet.
$40 a pallet. So the gouging law was written to go after businesses. Certainly you could call 1-866-9-NO-SCAM and report him. He's gone. The bottles are gone by then. And you do see people taking photos. Somebody just sent me one where a young lady was filling up one of those pickle buckets that you can get like at Firehouse with gasoline. One of the worst ideas I've ever seen, from inhalation, explosion. People in times of stress make bad decisions, and they wound up calling 444-4444 when something bad happens, arrest, injury, the whole 9 yards. But it's, just try to be calm. It's try to be smart. The main piece of advice that we have related to to insurance claims, something we haven't covered yet, is go videotape. Just walk through your house, videotape everything.
Did that last night.
And it helps if there's an insurance claim. And don't leave your important documents behind. Put them in a plastic bag, take them with you.
Or you can also put them in the dishwasher, which is another place that, you know, that is if you can't take everything with you. John, thank you very much. You know, as for that guy on the side of the road selling the water, hopefully he's going to have to answer to a higher power someday. All right, if you think a business is illegally raising prices, again, call that price gouging hotline. The number that John mentioned, 866-9-NO-SCAM, and we do have that number on news4jax.com.